This is the last.
Farewell, last gone, farewell.
This is the last.
Farewell, last gone, farewell.
Goodbye, members.
Farewell, last.
We know that Africans had their own musical traditions when they were brought here slaves. We know that they had drums, we know that they sang, we know that they sang in community and played drums in community. And what we also know is scared the hell out of the slave owners. So drumming was outlawed. The spirit of the drum lived on in ring shouts. The slaves would join together in a circle and dance and sing. They would use their hands and their feet and body percussion to create the rhythms of the drums. They were no longer allowed to gather in public, so they did it in secret. The invisible church.
Sie haben gesprochen, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus von Nazareth, Jesus von Nazareth, Jesus von Nazareth.
When Jesus goes out to meet the cohort of 600 Roman soldiers that are trying to get him from the garden, instead of waiting to be seized, he says, "Whom do you seek?" And they cry out, "Jesus of Nazareth." And he says in the ancient Greek, "Ego eimi," which are the words that God is depicted as having spoken to Moses from a burning bush that isn't consumed by the fire. I am, and that absolute usage of that word I am is understood as a theophany, a revelation of God's very presence.
Ich bin's.
But the way that Jesus sings that, he sings, Ich bin's, just from a 5 to a 1 in the key of G major. And then when it comes to the part where Peter denies that he has anything to do with Jesus, he goes, Ich bin's nicht, which is a very convoluted, ornamented version of what Jesus had originally said, where he said, Ich bin's, and Peter says, Ich bin's nicht. And Bach is very aware of this and links these two passages together musically.
No greater music has been written, at least in my estimation, except that which has been written for the church. Music certainly has shaped my entire aesthetic about how I view the world. And one of the things I think that we are lacking in society is connection to other people. We're gonna lift him up, yes, Jesus. If you're in a chorus or a music ensemble, it forces you to learn how to get along with others and how to work with other people, and it teaches you how what you do affects everybody else and how you fit in a way that is uniquely you. Formal music education started for me in the children's choir at church, somewhere around 3 or 4 years old. I didn't want to go to rehearsal. I would crawl under the pews at church and cry. But in that era, you did what your parents wanted you to do. I started playing the viola when I was 8. At 10, I started piano lessons. At 13, I started organ lessons.